McDonald's is an amazing business model, actually. Totally crap product, but an amazing model. And so network marketing does the same thing. They both leverage systems and people. Number two is they both lean on the power and the infrastructure of a larger conglomerate, right? They lean on the power and the infrastructure of a company, right? So when you become a franchise partner with Subway or a franchise partner with McDonald's, I am basically leaning on the infrastructure of the larger conglomerate that is McDonald's. Well, network marketing is the same way. When I start a network marketing business, I'm not having to go out of my way to figure out a new product. I don't have to figure out new marketing techniques. I don't have to figure out, manufacturing and how to open up new territories and go global. I don't have to figure out any of that stuff. The company's already figured that out, just like with franchising. Also, franchising focuses on customer acquisition and scaling through new franchise partners, right? McDonald's didn't become one of the biggest companies in the world off of one location. I'm going to say that again because you need to get this. McDonald's did not become one of the largest companies in the world off of one location. They became so big because they brought in thousands of franchise partners who opened up new markets for them. A market in Chicago, a market in Seattle, a market in San Diego, a market in New York City, a market in Los Angeles, and all of a sudden all of the suburban markets all around it. And all of a sudden you can't go 2 blocks without seeing a McDonald's now. It's on every street corner in the country and in almost every country across the globe. Network marketing is the exact same thing. Network marketing leverages new franchise partners, new people who partner up with the business through word of mouth promotion of another one of the franchise partners and open up a new location. The difference is that my network marketing business with Viseo is not a local business. It is not a building on a corner. I have business in 14 states across the country, right? And it's all online. If I had a McDonald's, I would have to pay McDonald's $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year just in franchise fees. My business with Viseo costs me a couple $100 a month, right? Theirs is local, mine is global. Same principle, I have a far superior model, right? Also, franchising focuses on developing great people in-house, right? A lot of times, a lot of franchise owners in McDonald's and Subway, they actually started as McDonald's cashiers. They started as Subway cashiers, and they worked. The best way to learn a business is in the business, right? A lot of the franchise owners actually came in as employees, went through management, learned the business through and through, and actually became franchise owners. Well, network marketing is very similar. We develop great people in-house. A lot of people who come into network marketing have never been in business before. We have a business school that teaches them, trains them, develops them, coaches them into becoming world-class business professional, world-class entrepreneurs, right? And they start to see the fruit of it over time, right? And so they're the exact same model, but now I want to focus on the differences, because network marketing is the evolution of the franchise model. People who got involved in McDonald's, who got involved in Subway, who got involved in GNC, who got involved in a lot of these big franchises are massively, massively wealthy. My mentor knows the guy who owns I think it's almost all the vitamin shops. The guy is a multi-millionaire. He owns hundreds of vitamin shops all over the country. Dude's extremely wealthy, right? People who see a trend, get involved with it, with the right company, the right opportunity, they win when they're in the franchise business model, right? That is a great way to create wealth. But the challenge is, and this is why network marketing is a far superior business model. Really, rather, the evolution of franchising is a couple things. Number one, to start up a Subway, it costs $250,000. Like I said, Culver's $800,000. You want to open up a hat store in a lot of malls, $60,000. Right, you want to open up a barbershop, could be $50,000 to $250,000. GNC, $250,000. McDonald's, $1.2 to $2.4 million. A lot of money. Why? They're brick and mortar. It's a lot of cost, right? People who aren't understanding that the economy has shifted are going to get slaughtered in the next 10 to 20 years, because you look at all of the biggest companies right now, they have shifted all of their assets online. Right, you look at the major Fortune 500 companies, 80% of their assets 25 years ago were hard assets. They were buildings, they were vehicles, they were product, right? Fast forward to today, on average, the Fortune 500 companies, their asset holdings, 80% of them are intangible. 80% of them are online, right? And so online is the way of the future. My mentor, who's built 24 multi-million-dollar businesses, and he's made well over 40 million in the network marketing space as well. He told me, he said, Danny, if you want to create wealth, you need to figure out what's going to make money in the future. Start doing that and you'll increase your chances. Most people's focus is on making money the way money used to be made, and they wonder why they're still broke. The economy has passed them by. You have to position yourself in front of it so it can push you into success. The economy has changed, right? So while all of these businesses who are focused on brick and mortar locations, you look at the biggest companies, Uber and Lyft, biggest transportation provider in the country right now, don't own a building. They don't own a car. You look at the biggest overnight stay provider in the world. It's not Ritz-Carlton. It's not Marriott. It's not Hyatt. It's not Hilton. It's Airbnb. They don't own a building. It's 100% online, e-commerce, right? You look at Amazon, biggest provider of distributed goods in the world, the biggest retailer in the world. They're kicking Walmart's teeth in right now, okay? They don't own a building. They don't manufacture a thing. None of those companies are in the manufacturing business. They are in the distribution business. When you understand that the future economy is both online and the future economy is also in the distribution model, right? Look at how all money used to be made through manufacturing. In the future, it's going to be made through distribution, right? You're already seeing the fruits of that, right? Well, when you look at network marketing, what is network marketing? Network marketing is an online distribution-based business, right? When I started my network marketing business, it didn't cost me $250,000, didn't cost me $800,000, didn't cost me $1 to $2 million. It cost me $1,400 up front for the biggest package the company offered, and a couple $100 a month for products that I consume on a daily and a weekly basis. It's the only business I can actually eat my overhead, right? You can't eat your overhead with a construction company or with a hat business or a clothing business or even a Culver's, right? Because a portion of your overhead is food that you could eat, quote unquote, but a bulk of your overhead is actually the brick and mortar. A bulk of the overhead is the utilities. A bulk of your overhead is your employees, right? It's all of the equipment, right? You can't eat that. Network marketing, I actually eat my overhead. My monthly cost to run my business is my own consumption of products that I consume, right? So you look at the risk associated with network marketing versus franchising. The risk is way lower on the network marketing side. The cost is, it's literally 25 to 150 times lower, but the upside and the ROI is way higher, which is crazy, right? Because here's the deal. How fast can you scale a franchise, right? You buy one location. Well, if you don't have the money to buy a second, you might have to wait 2, 3, 4 years to open up a second location. Let's say you do have the money. You open up 2 locations, 3 locations, 5 locations, right? Well, have fun competing with me and my network marketing business where I can go from 2 people to 4 people to 8 to 16 to 32 to 64 to 128 to 256 to 512 in a 1-year period. Because it's all online. I'm not looking for people who have $250,000 to front for a business. I'm looking for people who want to build an online distribution-based business, leaning on the infrastructure of an extremely successful company for a few hundred to $1,400. Way more people can afford to do that and are ready to do that, right? So it's way more scalable. Also, most franchise owners, they might own 1 or 2 or 3 franchises locally in the San Diego area or in the Illinois area or wherever it is you're from. My business operates in 14 states across the country currently. My personal business, my company operates in 12 countries in all 50 states, but my personal team is in 14 states. I did it part-time from my cell phone, right? Most people think they have a smartphone. I'm telling you, if your phone's not paying you, it's not a smartphone. It's a dumb phone. You got to figure out a way to get paid from your phone. But when you have a franchise business, it is local. It's a local business, right? My dad's business was a local business. His company cost him $70,000 to $100,000 to run on a monthly basis to keep the doors open. My business cost me $200 a month. His business was within 15 to 30 miles. My business scales 4 time zones. Whose business model is better? My dad wishes he had what I have now when he was my age. It's not a comparison. It cannot compete. A franchise owner can't compete with me. The reason being is my business model is far superior. The evolution of business has taken place, and people who recognize it are taking advantage of it. Here's the other side. I don't want to deal with the same headaches of traditional business owners. I watched my dad do it. I have a lot of friends who own traditional businesses. I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to run an adult daycare with, 5 employees, 10 employees, 100 employees, 500 employees. I hate dealing with employees. Here's why. Employees don't value my business the same way I do because I'm the owner of it. I didn't want to work with employees. I wanted to work with other business owners. That's what's so cool about the network marketing business model is every single person is their own business owner. It's a different mentality that you're dealing with. I don't have to babysit my team because they're already ambitious to go out and get it. I'm not dealing with employee-minded people. I'm dealing with CEOs of their own business. It's a different mindset. Therefore, it is a different skill set required. It is way better to deal with thousands of CEOs in my business than 10 employees in a traditional business. Right? What I love about network marketing, what I love about Viseo is the fact that they handle all of the headaches of traditional business. They deal with all the customer service, all of the new product acquirement, all of the branding, all of the new market opening. I don't have to deal with manufacturing and shipping. I'm not stocking all of the inventory for my customers and then driving it to their house and taking out of my trunk and walking it to their door and giving it to them. I don't have to do any of that. They order from my business online. The company ships it to their doorstep. The company pays me a check the next week. It's a better business model for where we are at today. Technology has changed everything. You want to talk about scaling? You want to talk about which business can grow quicker? I'm going to tell you guys this right now. You can buy a Subway, that location's never going to duplicate to 2. One location will never turn into 2. 2 will never turn into 4. 4 will never turn into 8. If I buy a piece of real estate is never going to turn into 2. It'll never turn into 4. It'll never turn into 8. I have to singly buy a new piece of real estate every single time. If I'm in the franchising model, I have to buy each franchise individually. In my team, I've got right now 6 real leaders that I'm running with that they're sponsoring new franchise partners into our business without my presence at all. That's called leverage, right? As a traditional franchise owner, you're working like a job. You've basically bought yourself a job, right? You're relying on a system. You've basically purchased a job. And so the challenge is your time is still required. You're still not earning passive income if your time is required there. You're earning active income, which is a much lower quality of income than passive income and also taxed at a much higher level than passive income is. But if I have 24 people in my network marketing business that each work 1 hour, I've just worked a full day, 24 hours without lifting a finger. How do you do that as a traditional business owner? How do you do that as a real estate investor? How do you break the fabric of time in your business model? How do you leverage duplication and the concept of leverage, right? And so this is the kind of stuff that people don't know, right? You talk to most network marketers, they can't tell you any of this. Like, seriously, come on. You talk to most network marketers, they don't tell you any of this. They just sit here and try and sell you on the product. They sit here and try and tell you, get in now, the timing's now, get in before your friends get in. If you don't get in, I'll go talk to all your friends and your mom and your grandma and we'll... Like, dude, who runs a business like that, man? 98% of this freaking industry, they turned this industry into a joke. Do you understand that network marketing did $275 billion in revenue last year? It paid out over $200 million a day in commissions. Warren Buffett owned 9 network marketing companies. You honestly think you could sit down, have a conversation with Warren Buffett, tell him it's a pyramid, and expect to leave that conversation still saying it's a pyramid? Are you kidding me? People don't understand the power of this business model because the rest of the amateurs in this space have turned it into a freaking circus. If you knew what I knew, dear God, you would do what I do. I'm telling you, I don't have to get on here and sell you guys on my company or on my product. If you understand the education, education always performs. The education always performs. Everybody's stuck in this endless sales cycle, trying to just pitch everybody, sell everybody everything. I'm telling you, if you just understood, if you had a deeper level of understanding of financial education, financial literacy, the economy, trends, where business is going, you'd be operating in a different way in your life. But nobody's teaching this. People in network marketing aren't teaching this. Hell, people in franchising don't even know this. People in network marketing don't even know this. They don't teach it in school. You don't learn it at home. Where are you supposed to learn this kind of stuff? That's why we have a business school that actually teaches you how to think like the rich. It's called Overcome Nation. It teaches you how to think like the rich. It teaches you the skills. It teaches you the principles that govern success. Did you know that success is principle driven? It does not matter how good the company is. It does not matter how good the team is. It doesn't matter what the timing is. If you cannot become the person required to make the money and to lead the people, you will never have the money and you will never have the people. You need a business school that will develop the content of your character, develop the skills needed in this business, teach you the principles that govern success. This is why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Because the rich know the principles that govern success. And they take the rich